Welcome to the channel. I'm Glaff. This is the Commander series, number 20 of 36. Today it's Jorn and Kaldheim the Rhyme Staff. So when Jorn attacks, untap each snow permanent you control, and on the Rhyme Staff side, return a permanent card from your graveyard. This turn, or you may play. If you do, it enters the battlefield tap. You can only play these permanents as if you could when you would normally play them. You can't just play them on your opponent's turn or anything like that. So it's okay. I'm finding Jorn to be a little bit slow and difficult to use, kind of an unwieldy thing. So we built a more control version deck. I have built 5 versions of this, I'm thinking, and then this is very similar to one that I net decked. It's the best version. I can't get Jorn up to like 60 or 70% like a lot of them, so unfortunately he's in the lower tier of the commanders. I was really hoping he wouldn't be. Let's go through the deck just real quick. Ascendant Spirit, if you can attack with Jorn and untap, she can get pretty big pretty quick. Frost Augur, there's plenty of cards that are snow. We might want to take out a few lands if you're not hitting with Frost Augur often enough. We can go and look after the video at some of the other snows that you might want to use. Blizzard Brawl, we need those fights. Avalanche Caller deals great damage. Needs some removal. Get all the rest of this for some ramp. Tap down. It's a pretty big tax, so I'm not convinced that this is a great card, but most people seem to be using it, so I'm gonna give it another shot. Brazen Borrower, counter, destroy some stuff, ramp up, and get into the later game. Here we go. This is one of the better cards if you can get it out and use some of the removal. It's just a beautiful, beautiful card sometimes. Hailstorm Valkyrie. I hated this card at first, but it's amazing. Another reason why we might want to get rid of some of these non-snow lands. You can always, if you're going to Glittering Frost something, make sure it's a non-snow, so that it then produces snow. If you're going to Wolf Willow Haven something, you want to make sure that you put that on a snow, so that when it taps for an additional snow land. Okay, Spirit of Elderguard, get those snows, kill something. You can untap a land and retap it if you need to. It's pretty good. Wipe the board for the little things. This requires some setup in this deck. I think Extinction Event might be better, but this is what people are running. So again, it's one of those that I'm going to try to give a shot more. I think this belongs in decks that are more high-end with creatures. Elder Gargaroth is good. Morita Frost. Emergent Ultimatum is interesting here because I think sometimes you'd want to get Morit and then 2 creatures. So either they're going to give you the Vorinclex and a Gargaroth, or they're going to give you 2 Gargaroths because they throw back the Vorinclex. Maybe they just throw back the Morit, and then you have a Vorinclex and a Gargaroth. You know, it's like you don't get any good choices there. You can go for Shadow's Verdict, Draugr Necromancer. Maybe you need to remove something, or Nissa's pretty good. So you have a bunch of lands in hand, especially. So, or Icebreaker Kraken, if they're tapped down, is a good choice. Getting 2 of those out could be game-ending, a 10-10 and an 8-8. You can always return land to the hand if you do get this, to put Morit back in the hand and recast as something else. You could make 2 Krakens. So there are some options depending on the circumstance. All right, let's get in and Rada. Uh-oh. I think Evolving Wilds is a cool idea here. Oh, I thought that this was a Crawling Barrens for a second. Evolving Wilds is okay. It's a 3-color deck. We need as much fixing as we can. And I think it's better than the tap land, the scry lands, or the life lands or anything, because it does fetch snow. So. Start with that, grab a green, guess it doesn't really matter since the Arcane Signet's there. I want to make sure to have green available. That lets us drop Woodland Chasm next turn. Probably the Visionary, get that card. It's tempting to put Jorn down. Too bad there's not a blue ready. If we put Kinnan down, this does 2 next turn, so that's as good as this, but we don't draw a card. We don't have another source. Right now we can attack, but by next turn that might not be the case. I guess with the Heartless Act, maybe this is the better play. Be able to untap 4 lands, play Kinnan and the Heartless Act, or Lawnmower Visionary and the Heartless Act. Okay. So we don't even need the Heartless Act. So we have 5, which is pretty open. So just put this out. Probably have to put that Icebind out. And it's either Alderguard or Heartless Act, and I think getting rid of the Caryatid so they don't have 6 mana available is probably a good idea. Are they setting up for even 5? If they don't have the land and they can't drop a Gargaroth, that's good. Maybe getting this out is better, and the Icebind Pillar with the Heartless Act next turn does more for us. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana available next turn. 8 if we don't attack with the Lawnmower Visionary. So that's some good ramp. Kill 2 things, or take 2 things out of commission. Maybe we leave the... I think this is the play. Tap down there. Heartless Act next turn. Each snow permanent. So Icebind Pillar comes back up. And maybe they'll have something more important to kill than Rada. Rada can do 6. Oh. Okay. Is there anything I could have done about that? Not really. I'm going to reset at 4. least we didn't waste the Heartless Act, right? Could play Jorn as Kaldheim and yeah, maybe I should have killed the bear. That's rough. If I would have Heartless acted my own bear, I could have gotten it back, and that it's at least out of range of just a one-hit kill there. Unlike these fellas, this does very little for me. I can just kill Jorn again. But I have enough to recast one more time. Oh, Kaldheim only costs 3? No, it still costs 5. Why does it say it only costs 3? That's weird. When I mouse over it, the mana lights up as 5, but on the top it says 3. Very much so a losing battle. I mean, not sure that it matters. I can't race the Ugin. It just stays static and while it kills me, so at least do some damage to face. So I can Kaldheim and then bring it back out next turn for him to kill again. This is 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18 damage if he hits me with Ugin, with just what's on board. So I could be down to 10. Nope. Chooses to just kill me instead. How rude. I guess I might as well. Doesn't save me though. Wait, why did the Sculptor of Winter get exiled? 3 damage to any target. Didn't he just hit it with that? Why does that exile it? Oh, I exiled it. With my Shadow's Verdict, okay. Yeah, I don't like Shadow's Verdict here. Exiling my own creatures from the graveyard when I have Kaldheim seems ridiculous. So I'm going to take that out. Okay, switched out Rada again. I switched out Extinction Event, or I switched out to Extinction Event from Shadow's Verdict. I can't stand that. Not being able to use, excuse me, not being able to use my creatures from the graveyard. What is Kaldheim for then? I agree if you would say that Kaldheim isn't necessarily the best use of Jorn, but at the same time, it's a lot of the or a lot of the time it's the only thing we're left with. Suppose it doesn't matter. This gives us a little bit more flexibility. I have played Jorn versus Rada pretty much every maybe the last 6 games. Not sure why this is the only matchup we get, but okay, I guess it's Wolf Willow Haven keeping up for Heartless Act, though maybe Cosima's a better play here. Just get her out, see if she lasts the turn, and then hope that we draw enough lands to make it worthwhile. I think she probably doesn't make the cut in this deck. There's not enough card draw to justify it. If it was a snow creature, sure, at least Augur would hit her, Jorn would untap her, all that sort of stuff. Well, you can't block Brushfire anyway, so might as well, right? 4, 5. Even odd. Have Heartless Act and Neutralize up. Probably out of lands at this point. Remember, don't Heartless Act, unfortunately, until the creature comes down. Otherwise, the creature will just hit the board. This way, we get to at least kill both of them. Good. We need more land. 4, 5, 6. So we're just 1 short. Let's see, we could have, I guess, anything, it doesn't matter. We need to keep take actioning on that. Keep her out on her journey. Six. Could have kept open for Sublime Epiphany. If he kills Jorn, that gives us an easy extinction event. Nothing out here yet, so we'll take the extinction event. Sublime Epiphany looks really good here again still, though. Get to draw a card, too. Unfortunately, that leaves us open for 11 damage, so we probably die next turn. Or, well, maybe not, since we can Sublime Epiphany. Return to their hand, but if they don't cast anything and they just attack, then we don't get the full value out of it. I'm not sure. Well, it gets us the next land. The bear might just kill us, though. 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose we can block one, let them draw a card. Draw our own card and hope we get a land. Blood on the snow looks worse and worse. doesn't really matter what we pick since we have Zagoth and Arcane Signet. We want to make sure not to pick. Oh, I can pick anything. Huh. Don't have overabundance. So let's just go for that blue. I think I want to bring him back in now. Unfortunately, getting kind of dangerous. Wow. So we will be returning Toski to the hand. If we can live long enough. Okay, so that's Emergent Ultimatum. I'm not sure that does enough work for us. Kiora the Sea God and a Vorinclex, if he gave it to us. Gargaroth blocks Toski, but then probably dies to whatever they just drew. Suppose that's the best play we can make, though, at the moment. Could bind, and that's it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 2 more mana to be able to bind and Epiphany. So let's just look closely here. It's probably Kiora. If we got a Kiora and Vorinclex, that taps him down for a turn. If we could get the Necromancer and kill one of their creatures, that would be good. Icebreaker Kraken is a good third. Could try for Marit and they're almost definitely putting back the Kiora the Sea God. And at least that leaves them tapped down. So we left them with no choice except to be tapped down. Generally, I mean, it doesn't matter in this situation, but generally you want to put Vorinclex down first, so you'll click on the other thing so that goes lower on the stack, and then put Vorinclex on top of that, so Vorinclex pops off first, hits the board, and then the next thing comes in. Could return it to hand. I don't think we can do that, though. Leaves us way too far behind. They probably can't attack him for 7 this turn. We'll see. Definitely need to try to Sublime Epiphany. That leaves us with not enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Need 2 more to be able to do everything we need. We can make double Vorinclex with the Sublime Epiphany, but nothing. I guess that's the only play we have. Counter it, return something, copy, and draw a card. Return, copy, draw a card. And we got Kiora back. Oh, that's right. He is legendary. For some reason, I thought he wasn't for just a second. I don't know why. That's funny. Yeah, I guess I can see why they wouldn't want to attack. Okay. And what's cool is when you have Vorinclex out, you get to skip straight in and tap all of their stuff, and you get to take one the next turn. So this doesn't untap, does it? Untap all creatures you control. Yes, it does. So that's not cool. We can't hit quite enough there. I suppose it's still this. Make the 8/8. So if they don't draw land, well, they can always put the... Wait, that's a Gem Razor? Oh, okay, that's a Gem Razor. Now I don't get to grab... I don't get to take their stuff from them. Thought it was a... yeah, I thought that was the Migratory Greathorn. So they got a land. Okay, so they get to attack in again anyway if they want. Gem Razor so I don't be in control. I can Binding the Old Gods onto Morog, at least get rid of that. Yeah, not too bad. Closer than some games. It's a good draw. Does that win us the game? 14. I do believe so. 15. Aura. Not the ideal land base. It's hard to not put Zagoth Triome in, but it's always disappointing whenever I want the snow land, because second turn, I've had games where you just play Ascendant Spirit and win. Probably not against black. No. Aura has generally at least a few removal spells in it. Start with Avalanche Caller. I'm jealous. I'm working my way toward getting enough gold for that. I haven't quite made it. Start with the Ascendant Spirit. Avalanche Caller probably has higher potential to deal actual damage, even though Ascendant Spirit feels like the better card. And it's a rare. It's a really cool rare. Just so expensive. 10 mana to get up to a 6/6 draw card, but I think Skyclave. Let's hold off on Skyclave though. Maybe we get enough to put it out the proper way. Pyre of Heroes is actually really cool in this deck. I've been looking for a deck where that would work well. see, we can get up to 4 mana, not quite enough. So we can only get up to the 2. I guess we need black here first. So I attack with both. Let's see. I suppose it's better just to put him out now. Goes over the top of Core Celebrant. Maybe this was a time when Jorn could have come out earlier and done some good. I had a faulty assumption that they were just going to kill, they're going to start killing some creatures. Apparently not. Well, maybe that's where it comes in. They can go for 3 next turn. I don't think there's anything I need to hold on to so strongly that I can't just kill that Hallowed Priest. He's going to be gaining lots of health there. Just waiting and waiting and waiting to do something. It always feels like I'm building up to something and never quite reaching it with this deck. Would not have mattered in the slightest what I did in this game so far, unfortunately. Let's build up Anissa a little bit then. I suppose casting the Murderous Rider, that might have been good there. See, I'm surprised they usually want to do this with Aura out. Is that the only thing they had? That's 3? They used all their other 3s up? Okay. Cool. Do I risk the Kraken? I think not yet. Kaldheim could be okay here. Let's see if we can value out for once with the Kaldheim. This is the most tempting creature. Has the highest potential, but maybe start with the Sculptor. I like all 3. Well, let's make him kill something. Lifelink. They haven't been killing much yet. That Shatter the Sky was a surprise. I bet that they built their board up so much they must have just top decked it. Alright, let's just go in. think they could have allowed us to come into play untapped, or it's just something. Cannon's almost free to cast here. I'll leave with 4, 5, 6. Not enough for the Kraken. Not enough for Murderous Rider and Icebind Pillar. Could tap down. Well, that's not good. I wanted to cast. I wanted to recast the Ascendant Spirit. I can only do one or the other. Oh, that left a blue. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for doing that correctly. Suppose Murderous Rider could just come out, though. Maybe that's better. Give them their 3 life back, and then... it's possible I shouldn't have been so shy with the Icebind Kraken. If I can get the Ascendant Spirit up to the... that leaves me with 3 mana, allows me to put 1 pump into the Ascendant Spirit and Icebind Pillar. Keep them low enough that Speaker of the Heavens just doesn't walk all over us. Nothing to do about that. Okay, suppose recasting the Avalanche Collar might be the best idea then. No blue that I can untap. Oh. Wow. Oops. Should have dug for blue there, I guess. Why can't you untap a Skyclave Relic or something? I suppose I could have just tapped it down. Maybe I should have still. On the snow. Can. 5. Can't. Yeah, it could reach Vorinclex. So that's an option later. Not quite ready to go there yet. Cauldring +4. Let's try this again. See what they destroy here. Eventually I'm going to want to attack in. I could try to hit Kaya right now. Not really losing that much by doing it. See if they block. They get that ghost form with Aura, and then they get something out of the graveyard. Yeah. No, that was dumb. I should have tapped down. I'll be able to start doing that next turn at least. Up to 27. Get back that +1 health thing, probably. What's it called? Core Celebrant, yep. Maybe they'll sack it to the Pyre again. So that's up to +7. Perfect. Now we have to tap down the speaker. Okay, that was a bad call. I should have just hit the flying button before I attacked. Oh, I hit OK. I hit go. Why did I do that? I put the stop on the... Okay, that's a stupid card. I don't know why. Maybe it's a good card. I just don't see why people use it. I'm going to have to Blood on the Snow. See if they'll... Returns to their hand, unfortunately. Okay, I get it. Alright, anything we can do? Not really. No point in attacking. Gets a 3/3, so I still can't kill Kaya with this. Nothing better. I already had Vorinclex down, so it would be pretty cool to grab. Waste of a good spirit token, if you ask me. Try it again. If you can play it 5 or 6 times, they eventually stick. That's one thing I have found out. Okay, and I do believe it's time to put down the Kraken. And we'll tap. Gonna tap Kai. Oh no, we'll tap the Angel of Destiny after they cast it. We can hit for 4 on Kaya, or maybe go in with 8 on Kaya so that I can draw the card. -3. Okay. I didn't think they'd kill Kaya, but I guess they knew it was going to die anyway, so why not? 4, 5, 6, 6. Taps for snow. 1, 3, 4. So I just put. Did I put a land down? Let's do the bear this turn. It hits really hard at this point in the game. Since we don't need another land, go ahead and put out the non. And attack. Start to do a little bit of damage. 5, 6, or I can come back out. Start putting things back out with the Icebind Pillar again next turn. Eventually, we can, if we put the Spirit of Elderguard out enough times. That's fine. Could tap down the Luminarch, but do we have Avalanche Caller and Sculptor of Winter? Okay. At least want to draw one card this turn. Have to leave one open, one snow open. I was not careful in how I tapped that, unfortunately. That's okay, I guess. So we have to be really careful with this. This does some good damage at this point in the game. Okay, it's going to use the correct mana. Making sure to leave up for Icebind Pillar, even though they're at the point where they're not going to just win the game from attacking with it. Once they got up to 40, that was a little worrisome. Oh, it's not making snow. Oh, because it adds an additional... That's funny, because when I was testing with a different enchantment, it worked. Okay. Well, Icebind Pillar was a hero in that game. Let's try one more. This big Aquari... Oh, that's Vadrox. Okay. I think this is a good set of land to start with. Good. We're ramping up to something. We have no answers for a while. Vadrox can come down pretty quick. Suppose that's okay. I've never kept a hand quite like this with this deck, so I'm going to try it. So that's 4, 5, almost up to the 6 there. Oh, that makes it 6. Massive amounts of potential mana here. It's all in the draw at this point. theoretically, Kinnon's good right here. I see some red and some white. So, oh, he lasts. Okay. Probably gonna murder next turn. Let's see, can we murder and Skyclave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Depends on, does Wolf Willow add 2 mana with Kanan? I've never tried that combo before. For some reason it's not adding snow, even though when the troll dies and gets put on a land, it does. Okay, now it only adds 1. Do we want to murder now? There's nothing in the graveyard to worry about, so I don't think so. Could even return to hand eventually. Let's do this for 6. And neutralize next turn. Let's just go for the play. I just don't have anything to make him worthwhile right now. Resetting Vadrock right now is probably okay, considering he's going to hit us for quite a bit next turn. Except that we can neutralize. I think it's about the same play either way. Maybe waiting until their turn to do that would be a little bit better, because then we can do it right before the attack and waste one more mutate creature. Yeah, that would have been a better thing to do. If I was trying to race them somehow, that would be different, but... Okay. Plenty of mana to do all of our stuff. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13, 14, 11, 10, 9, 8. What do we want 2 of? I guess there's only one option here. Probably freely attacking in next turn for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stogger's pretty good here. Got plenty of mana. Alright, GG. Okay, back for the wrap-up on Jorn, God of Winter. I was glad to see some really good games. Sometimes the deck can just fall flat on its face, but often I'll be playing against this and it just feels like it has all of the answers. I think that I've been getting some bad draws with it in the pre-game episode or pre-episode games. So those felt really good, and I'm liking the direction of the deck at this point. Jorn is really starting to come through finally. So I hope you enjoy the deck. If you have any questions, post in the comments. I'll answer. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the deck. Good luck. Have fun.